Hey guys, welcome to our channel. We are the NaeNaeTwins. I'm Janae.
And I'm Shanae.
And today we are going to be discussing our birth experiences, or birth story, I should say. Please excuse my stuffy nose and background noise. And Shanae's coughs, her sudden cough she's going to be having. She got me sick. We're sucking out some halls right now.
But you tested for COVID today.
I tested for COVID today and the flu, and I'm negative on both.
I know where it came from. It came from my son. He goes to school, and half of the kids in the class are sick. So it's something that's going around called RSV or something.
You know what it is?
Yes. They said it's common, and it's going to be going around a lot. It's literally trending, whatever it is, that infection for the kids.
So we have a viral infection that we're trying to get rid of. So excuse any sudden coughs or sneezes. But anyways, let's get into this first story. Yeah. Let's get right into this video. I'm going to start off first. My experience was pretty hectic. I went to the hospital 3 times, and 3rd time's the charm because that's when I actually gave birth.
You went 3 times?
Yes. The first time I was told I'm not in labor yet. Literally, I was like 1 centimeter. Second time,
1 centimeter dilated.
Second time, they checked me again, and I was told that I was closed. So I was like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm feeling contractions.
Those were Braxton Hicks.
Yeah, I suppose they're Braxton Hicks. But they were getting stronger each day. And I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I'm like, dang, yeah, these are strong. Let me go to the hospital, you know? Mm-hmm. Just to be safe. And
this is her first pregnancy.
Yeah, that's for every first mom or whatever. I'm sure people went probably 10 times and got turned home. Good thing I only got sent home twice. 3rd time comes around, and that's when I was scheduled for an induction, and it was actually the next day. So I was so happy that I had a date, and I knew.
Why did they schedule the induction?
They scheduled the induction
because you were 40.
Because I was 40 weeks. Yes.
He didn't want to come out.
Yeah.
He was so comfortable.
It was past his due date. So, I come in for the scheduled induction. Oh, let me mention that my mom and my husband was there. So thank God. When we came into the hospital, super busy. They put us in 3 different rooms.
That was the opposite of mine. Nobody was in our hospital. I was like, where everybody at?
I'm like, how is it so busy? Last night when we came, there was literally nobody there. And they put me on Cytotec, which is the medicine, I believe.
How you know the medicine?
Because I looked it up.
Like,
because I know, I'm going to make sure I know what they put in me. Okay,
that's smart. Go ahead.
So I believe that helps with dilation. They kept checking me. Each time they checked me, it got worse because the pain was unbearable. I was like, every time they say, okay, we gotta check you, I would be like, oh.
Yeah, when I called her, she was
We're not there yet. We're not.
Okay.
Eventually, they put me on some, what's it called? Narcotics. Bitch, I was high. Okay? I felt good. And I was just making jokes and stuff. And Art said that I was saying stupid stuff. And I was like, I don't remember any of this, but I know that I was feeling good. And then another nurse came in and she was like, okay, did you want to get on your epidural right now? You can get your epidural. I was like, I don't need it. I'm not in that much pain. Because they said only when you're in excruciating pain. I was like, I'm not in pain. I just got off of my narcotics and it didn't last too long. They transferred me to another room, and this is when I was screaming, crying, literally snot coming out of my nose.
When I called her, she was crying. I was like, what is going on?
It
I was
was-
like, those contractions are that bad right now?
No, when I
It was
tell
the
you,
contractions.
it was the contractions, and then the fact that they had to keep going in and checking, like, it was painful. And then I believe it was after they checked me, I went to the bathroom, came back from the bathroom, and I felt like it was gas because I let some gas out when I was in the bathroom. After I came back from the bathroom, I'm like, ooh, I still got gas. I heard something pop in my stomach. I heard something pop in my stomach. And supposedly that was my water breaking. I know they said that you would feel like a pop. Some mothers feel a pop. So that's what I felt. I was like, oh, that was probably just gas because I still had gas or whatever. I felt the pop. I got up because the contractions were really bad, so I had to stand up. Right when I stood up, waterfall, okay?
Don't say it like that.
Splash.
Was it really a splash?
Yes. It was just a big old blob of water, amniotic fluid. A large amount of amniotic fluid came out, and just, I was like, my water broke. I was so freaking nervous. I was like, okay, that's when things start to happen quickly, right? No. I was still 2 centimeters. They checked me and they're like, you're not moving up, and your water broke, and now the baby's heart rate is dropping, so we need to do an emergency C-section. I was like, oh my God. And you could imagine how I felt.
But you were just waking up from a nap.
I was just waking up from a nap. At this point, I'm exhausted. I've been crying all day, all night. The contractions were getting intense. Then they break the news to me that I'm getting a C-section. At this point, I'm over it. I'm done. So they do my epidural, which was more work on my body and more draining, and I was crying and snot was coming. I was literally holding Art's hand. I was like, they're like, try not to move. I was like, I had to hold the cries in. But after that is when I tried to take a nap again, and then that's when they hit me with the C-section news. So they hurried up, took me to the C-section, the surgery room.
You be watching Grey's Anatomy.
And I was thinking of Grey's Anatomy.
Speaking of Grey's Anatomy, Meredith is leaving season 19.
Shanae. Anyways, getting back to the story. At this point, when I was on my way to the surgery room, I didn't feel like any of the doctors were communicating with me except for the anesthesiologist. He was the only one who was like, okay, you're good. We're just going to take you into the room. Da, da, da. He was the only one communicating with me, made me feel comfortable. He was like, when we get in there, this was on the way there. He was like, when we get in there, I'm going to give you something stronger so that your body can feel numb or whatever. Because at this point, I already had the epidural, but that was for the push. So this time, he had my whole body.
You went through all that
Pretty
pain.
much. It was a waste. So he was like, you're doing great, okay? At first, he came in with a little attitude, and Art had to check him. Because he was trying to rush me. Sorry. Because he was trying to rush me on the bed, and my water just broke. And I was literally sitting on an amniotic fluid on the bed. Like, the amniotic fluid came up to, like, my hips. That's how much fluid I was sitting in. Yeah.
And he wanted to do it right then.
And he was like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there crying. And then Art was like, who are you talking to? He literally had to say, he literally had to tell him. He was like, who are you talking to? Because ain't nobody paying. She's in pain. It felt like he was rushing me. He was like, oh, contractions are gonna happen anyway. We still gotta get through the, I still gotta get started with the epidural. And he was like, patience. That's all he said. That's all he had to say to him. He was like, patience. Because he came in with like, I don't know what it was. He had the wrong attitude.
My anesthesiologist was the same way. I think they're just programmed to come in and then talk. Like,
yeah.
Because he was just literally going like through a list of things that was happening. Like, it's routine. Like,
Yeah, it
So,
felt like routine for him,
yeah.
and I'm like, he was like, ain't nobody listening, just calm down, okay? We curated a whole birth plan. We took the time out to answer all these questions online and give it to them. Nobody read it, I'm sure, because they had a nurse put a catheter in me, my nurse, but she was also teaching someone, which it clearly states on the birth plan, no teachings of any sort. Like, we don't want to be nobody's guinea pig. We ain't there to teach nobody. Like, I wasn't there to teach nobody nothing.
Because
Like,
this is your first experience.
yeah.
You shouldn't have to, like...
I didn't want that, and they did not respect that at all. But I'm not going to name the hospital I went to because they'd be like, I ain't going there. I ain't respecting nobody's wishes. Art spoke up, and they still continue to do it.
He spoke up like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
he asked him, he was like, did you read our birth plan? And then I was like, oh my God.
he said that when you were getting the
C-section too. I know, because they were trying to kick him out.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the birth plan, it says that I wanted him by my side the whole time. Moving on to when I went into the C-section room, I was thinking of Grey's Anatomy. I get into the room, they transfer me to the table, and all I heard was scalpel. I was like, oh.
I would cry.
At this point, my arms are stretched out, right? And I'm just like this, over it. They're tugging me. At this point, this is all I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in my chest. Literally can't breathe. I'm trying to stay as calm as I can. I looked up at the anesthesiologist, and I'm like, is that normal? Am I supposed to feel like pressure? I can't breathe. Like, everything feels like it's been pushed up. And he was like, that's normal. It's completely normal. And then there was something else I asked, and he was like, that's normal. I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. But
They say you lost a lot of blood.
that's what they were saying. I was like, is that normal? And he was like, yeah, that's normal. I was like, oh my gosh. But then when I heard the baby cry, I was like, oh, I felt some type of relief. I seen him on the side. They brought him over after they cleaned him up, and after Art cut the umbilical cord, and I got to talk to him and kiss him and stuff. After that, I was going in and out. It felt like a movie. Like, I would black out, and then I would wake up, and something new would be happening. And then I just kept going in and out, because I was super tired. Like, my body was over it. And then we get into the recovery room. I'm literally scratching all over my body. I feel like I'm a crack fiend or something. Like, literally, my head was itching. I was like this. And they're like, oh, that's from the epidural. That'll wear off in 24 hours. I was like, I will be like this for 24 hours. Like, I was scratching everywhere. And I was trying not to.
You're having an allergic reaction.
It was? No. They said it was just a...
Oh, that's how I felt when they gave me penicillin.
Oh, yeah, penicillin when you were...
Yeah, they
were scratching everywhere.
Allergic. Yeah. That was for NJ, though.
I don't know, but that was the worst thing ever, having to scratch all over my body with a scar. Like, it's the core of my body, and I have to move around and scratch everywhere. But anyways, after that, I finally got to do skin to skin and hold my baby and stuff. But Art did skin to skin first, because obviously he was with the baby. And they brought us to the recovery room. We stayed there for like, I think 3 nights. Shanae came and visit one night. She was sick then too. I remember that.
How long was that? Like 10 days ago? I'm still sick.
Right. Oh my gosh. Anyways, the last thing I wanted to mention, my recovery. Now, I had a C-section, and in our recovery room, I had to have help getting up from out the bed, going to the bathroom. I couldn't pee on my own. Like, they had to take the catheter out, and I wasn't going to pee. I couldn't leave until I went pee. And so that was a challenge. But when I finally did, we were all celebrating. We were like, yay! Like, it was definitely a challenge. I couldn't take a shower by myself. Like, Art had to wash me up. And I would literally have to walk step by step because the pain of where the incision was so unbearable. Like, it was crazy. But now I'm like walking, I'm doing, I feel like I'm back to myself. And it happened so fast because I was praying for a speedy recovery because I was not trying to depend on Art this whole time. But he helped me. Shout out to my baby because he took care of me very well.
That's so crazy. I didn't think like we would go through a C-section experience.
Bitch, me.
I didn't picture that for your first experience.
Oh, for my first experience. Yeah. Me neither. I wanted the natural way. I wanted to push. I really wanted to feel how, it would be to push.
Wait.
Oh my God. You need to pump. Yes. Me too. My doctor, my OB said today, she was like, you need to pump more. I was like, ooh.
I think I need to put those pads in here because I feel it like making stuff.
Do you feel like a lot of pressure right here coming down like this in rush? I actually feel it coming in.
Do I feel the pressure?
And then it gets rock hard.
I just feel like pressure of like pulses.
Pulses. I feel a big strain of pressure right here, and it feels like it's coming down, and it stays there.
Yeah, it stays for a while. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's obviously.
Wait, you put the sticky part on the bra part?
Where do you put it?
I put it on my skin.
What are you doing? This is supposed to stick to your bra.
Oh,
this is the padded part that's supposed to collect the milk.
Janae. I was looking at that. I'm like, wait. Why do you have
the sticky part on you?
I didn't know.
Oh my God! There's obviously a lot she has to learn.
Anyways, that's pretty much how my experience went. My baby's name is Arturo Dominic Miller the Third.
Number 3.
Yeah, we chose that name.
Those 3 lines in his name.
We chose that name obviously because Art is a junior and this is our first son, so he just wanted him to be a third. He was 7 pounds and 10 ounces. He was born at 12:46 p.m. on November 7th, 2022. Damn! You better be lucky I'm already sick.
I need another cough drop. She won't
No,
let
you
me
don't.
take one. So I had my doctor's appointment on my birthday, October 14th. I was 39 weeks at the time, and they checked my blood pressure, and they were like, it's way too high. And that was the first time they ever mentioned anything about it being high. Like, usually when I go, my blood pressure is good.
It's normal, right?
Yeah. And I was going in every appointment thinking that it would be high because when I first started going to my appointments, they were saying it was high. I was at a different doctor. With my first pregnancy with NJ, they even said, like, throughout the whole pregnancy that my blood pressure was high. So I've already known, like, my blood pressure would be high. It could be high. So when they said that my blood pressure was high at 39 weeks, the doctor, I guess, felt concerned because I was having symptoms the day before that. I had symptoms of a headache and blurriness in my right eye. Yeah, when I was driving, it like completely like blurred up. I was like, "What the heck is going on?"
Oh my God.
And then right after that, I got like a headache, and I felt like I had to like lay down because it was the worst headache ever. So she said what I described was a migraine, and she said that mixed with the high blood pressure is like signs of preeclampsia. I don't know if am I saying that right?
Yeah,
preeclampsia. And she said she didn't want to risk that. So they decided to get me induced that day, like
right away.
So she literally sent me to the hospital, which was downstairs across the way. And so when I went down there, I had a slip from the doctor, and I gave them my induced slip. They set me up with that medicine. What was it called? I had the medicine. I had to wait 12 hours. I didn't even, like, mind you, I didn't eat anything all freaking day. Because for our birthday, we were supposed to go to dinner, go to breakfast.
We had plans.
So I didn't eat anything. And I couldn't eat anything for the 12 hours that I had the medicine in for. So I literally didn't eat all day that day. I didn't eat all day the next day because that was when I had to give birth. Mm-hmm. So the next day pretty much happens. I didn't sleep. I don't think I slept at all.
It's hard to.
Yeah, it was kind of hard
to keep coming in and checking you and everything.
Yeah. Nick and Mom was with me at the time. They left me. I was there by myself.
I couldn't do that. He would not leave my side, and I wouldn't let him.
They left me.
How could you let them leave you? I wouldn't let them.
And my phone was dying. I had to have them charge my phone because I didn't have a charger. Nick came back with some Taco Bell. I couldn't even
She wasn't even prepared. She didn't have her hospital bag.
I wasn't prepared at all.
That's where she went. She went to the house.
She went to get my hospital bag. Yeah. So, because it's the 15th and my due date is the 21st. But still, I should have been prepared.
You should have been ready, period.
I thought I had time. But anyway, so yeah. So they came back with my hospital bag and food. He was all eating in my face. And I like literally begged the nurse to like eat. I was like, can I just have one? Yeah. Well, he wasn't eating my face, but he had bought me a taco and showed it to me, and I took one bite.
You took a bite?
She said I could. The nurse said I could take a bite. She was like, just don't tell your doctor. I literally had to beg her. I was like, really? Please. I didn't eat, like, literally nothing. I was like, how am I supposed to have energy to give birth if I can't eat? They gave me this weak-ass jelly.
They gave me
jelly and apple juice. That's all they
was it jelly?
Gave me.
No, it was, Jello.
Jelly.
Jello.
Jello. It was Jello.
They gave me some Jello too.
Jello and apple
that was
juice.
Nasty.
Yeah. But that's all I could eat. Jello, apple juice, and ice. That's all I ate.
That ice was bomb though, I ain't gonna lie. You gotta use your imagination.
They transferred me to the room I was supposed to give birth on right after the 12 hours was up for that medicine. Mm-hmm. So I went in there. They gave me the epidural and they put the catheter in. And the epidural was literally painful. It was more painful than the contractions. I don't remember it feeling that bad, but I knew it was gonna hurt. I just don't remember it being like more painful than the contractions. Do you
still feel the little dot in the back?
No.
Feel this. I have a scar.
What?
That's where they put the epidural.
Just freaking scrape that.
I do scrape it. It comes back.
What? Look, I have that from the IV. The little dot.
And I have mine here.
Why'd they put you into the wrist? That's so weird. That's like right where the bone is.
Yeah, it felt like she was going through my bone.
What the hell?
That's where my IV was, on the side.
And mine's is right here.
Ew, that seemed like it would hurt. It's all in the middle.
Anyway, so
epidural. We have to share our
wounds, our war wounds. The anesthesiologist guy, he's the epidural guy, right?
Yeah.
So he comes in talking about some. Nick had to get out, so I was in there with the nurse. I had to hold the nurse. But my nurse is really good. I liked her.
I had a lot of people in there for my epidural. Mom was in there.
That's so
like 5
crazy.
Nurses were in there. The anesthesiologist
it
and
was just the nurse and him. And I was in there like, and she was like, it's okay. Like trying to calm me down and stuff.
You wasn't trying to scream.
Yeah, I wasn't screaming or doing nothing, but because I can take pain really well. I can take pain. After I got, he came in and talked about some. We're gonna do this,
oh, dole?
Talking and stuff. I'm like,
ain't nobody listening.
Right. Right. So he gave me that epidural. I was in pain. The worst pain ever.
Did you feel it going in? Like, did you feel him, like, inserting something?
Yes. It was like,
yeah.
He kept pushing it in. I'm like,
and
how far?
When Art was holding my hands, he felt me keep going like this.
Yeah, you can't help but to move a little bit. Like, and they were like, don't move.
Yeah, they're like, still.
This hurts. After that, I felt better. because the contractions were pretty much gone. Like I couldn't feel anything from the waist down. And Janae and them came in.
Yeah, you were fine.
Yeah, I was fine then. And I feel like 30 minutes after you guys came in, I was dilated up to like 6, I think, and they were ready. And then the doctor came in and she was like, she checked me and she was like, oh no, she's not ready. But she was like, do you feel like you have to push? I was like, yeah, like come on.
I never got to that feeling.
Right. So the doctor came in and she checked me and she was like, oh, he's still up there. And then she was like, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Nick was mad that she said that because I was like ready to push. Pretty much, I didn't tell her this, but I was like, I can't wait 20 minutes. I need to push now. So the doctor came back in and she was like, okay, we're ready. Like, right when she came in, like, I guess something happened. Like, I think my heart rate was dropping or something.
But it was your health, right? That was in jeopardy?
Yes. Something dropped to where I felt like I had to, like, faint. Like,
Oh my God.
I was in the bed, like, exhausted. I believe my blood pressure was high. Everything just started happening fast after that, and Nick felt like, he said it felt like he was in a movie because it was scary. Like the doctor was like literally rushing and trying to pull the baby out to where he got a blood clot in his eye, but it's fine.
They did that? She said it's fine. Like it was like that's nothing.
I pushed for about like I want to say like 10 minutes. It was like probably like 6 pushes that got him out. I don't know. He was just stressed out.
I feel like both of our men were very stressed out because Art felt like he was gonna lose us too.
Yeah, it just felt like a very dramatic experience, and I didn't hear my baby cry at first when he first came out. So they were doing a lot to like.
Oh no! I seen the video. She was like, "Come on!" She was hitting his back, and she was like, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, she's trying to get him to breathe. I guess he was losing oxygen. We stayed in the postpartum ward or whatever for like 2 days, and he was born October 15th, 7 pounds 7 ounces at 12. No, yours was 12. I believe mine was like 5 o'clock. 7 pounds 7 ounces, 20 inches long, and his name is Nazan Elijah Abram. And we picked that name because name explained. We picked that name because it means blessing. We feel like in Arabic. Yes. But anyways, that was my story and I'm sticking to it. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and hit that like button and make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. And we can't wait to see you guys in the next one.
Anything that you want, I know it's gonna be good.